away, Nick. Two. Out of way, Nick. many times you gonna see that one? Here, this is what I had. I can't believe you gave him 2.
1229.
way, Nick. Pressure.
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Go, Nick. Be tough. Be tough. Pressure.
Back on.
Clean the mat.
All right, Nick.
Come on, Nick. Pressure, man.
Get in this bag.
Ladies and gentlemen, the National High School Coaches Association would like to thank Health South Rehabilitation.
Be tough. There we go.
Take it to him, man.
Be tough. Be tough.
Listen. Come on, Nick. 50 seconds, Nick. Let's go.
Go, Andy. Come on, Nick. Come on, Nick.
Green stall it.
Thank you.
Push him, Nick. Push him.
Nick, come on. Suck it up, Nick.
Flip the mat. You gotta get one. Come on, Homer, wake up.
Don't give it up, Nick.
Get out, Nick. Get out, Nick.
Go, Andy.
Come on, Nick. Come on, Nick.
Take it down, take it down.
will leave here tonight with one of two special awards. The Craig Wester Award is given to the wrestler with the most falls in the least aggregate time. Another of the wrestlers will leave here with the Outstanding Wrestler Award, to be named this weekend as the Jeff Reese Award. We want to take just a moment to tell you a little bit about the two young men after whom these awards are named. Craig Wester was a wrestler from Umbro, Wisconsin High School. Just 1 week before he was to leave for these national championships in Pittsburgh in 1995, he wrestled at a fundraising tournament in Wisconsin. After a victory, he shook hands with his opponent, raised his arm in triumph, bent down to unstrap his ankle band, and collapsed. The coroner would later say that Craig died immediately of a congenital heart defect. No one knew about it, no one was to blame, it just happened. The NHFCA honors his memory by awarding the Craig Wester Memorial Trophy each year to the wrestlers with the most falls at the national championships. The Outstanding Wrestler Award is being named this year for a young man named Jeff Reese. Jeff died December 9th during a workout in Ann Arbor at age 21. Jeff had competed in these National High School Championships in 1995, and he finished third at 135 pounds. He was a 6-year varsity starter at Elmira Southeast High School in Elmira, New York, where he was a 3-time state place winner, ascending to the 138-pound championship as a senior. The son of Ed and Veronica Reese, Jeff started wrestling early. He was one of those wrestlers who had an older brother who was a wrestler, and the older brother came home and tested everything out on the little kid. But Jeff's success was also boosted for another reason. His motivating Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the award at 189 pounds. In 8th place from Ohio, All-American Nick Preston.
That away, Nick.
In 7th place from Minnesota, All-American Jason Holt. In 6th place from Indiana, All-American Alcala. In 5th place from Pennsylvania, All-American Jeff Ewart. In 4th place from Ohio, All-American
I don't know if I got it.
Those are our third-year award winners. You see, the higher up you go, the less award winners there are. That is because we have a very talented senior class. We had 6 senior state qualifiers. And we had 8 seniors on the team. And all 8 of those seniors wrestled varsity at one point or another. So that made it difficult for some of the sophomores and juniors to be awarded a letter. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to call up the seniors as an individual. It's customary that we only talk about the seniors. There's not enough time for us to spend 3 or 4 minutes on every wrestler that will be here until midnight. And that's not what this is intended for. So you have to put your dues in 3 or 4 years to become a senior. Then you get a little bit of time in the spotlight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about each senior, maybe a certain spotlight of their career, maybe this year, last year, some year down the line, maybe 1 or 2 matches that really stuck out in my mind. I will talk about them, and then we'll present each one of them with an award Coach Hiles has made. Each one will come up, I'll talk about them, we'll give the award, then we'll applause, and I'll call the next senior up. You cannot win championships without dedicated seniors. They paid the price. They were very put extra effort in this year to make sure when we had some of those injuries throughout the year, they filled in the gaps with their leadership. They enabled us to do as well as we did. The first senior I'd like to talk about, bring up, would be Patrick Carey. Pat, would you come up? I'm going to limit 3 or 4 or 5 minutes at most per each senior. Now this is Pat's second year at DeSales, the DeSales family. And in those 2 years, he's shown what hard work can do. Pat's only wrestled for 4 years, and he nearly won the state title through hard work and dedication. There's a few matches that really stick out in my mind when I think about Patrick Carey, and actually one tournament where I really think Pat turned the corner was the Top Gun tournament. The Top Gun tournament, which is a very tough tournament, 48-50 team tournament. Patrick was enabled to reel off 5 or 6 straight victories and get to the finals, where he knocked off the 3rd ranked guy in the state. I think when Pat got to that accomplishment and got won the Top Gun tournament, which is very prestigious. That's one of the top tournaments in the whole nation, not just Ohio. I think Pat, that's when he discovered that he had the ability, or it was possible for him to win a state title. I think Patrick Carey is an extremely dedicated, hard worker. He wrestled all summer at camps. And in the springtime, he's always at the Power Wrestling Club, and he lifted a lot. I think without those, or actually with those talented and the hard work that he did, he was able to overcome some of the technical difficulties he had with his wrestling aspects. Without that hard work, he wouldn't be able to overcome those slight problems. Another match that sticks out in my mind was the first round of the state tournament when he knocked off the favorite Brandon Hayes of Ravenna. Very exciting match. Pat jumps out the 5-0 lead, and he held that lead on and ended up winning, I believe, 6-4. At that point, it was a real exciting point be there at state tournament. Everything was started on the upbeat. And that match sticks out in my mind because he really gutted it out. He knew that was going to be the match he would have to win. There'd be no turning back. I also like to mention a few things about Pat. He carries a 3A grade point. He's a National Honor Society student, and he had the ability to be able to balance his academics as well as his athletics. Okay, it's very achievable here at the school, but it requires hard work. Pat's very talented, but he also is a very hard worker. But he paid the price. He paid the price. You had the opportunity to excel, but if you never pay the price, you never know what you could have been capable of doing. So I'd like to congratulate Pat on his 2 years he sells, all the things that he's accomplished. Every year, Coach Hiles makes plaques for every senior, which highlights their career tournaments, however many years they wrestle varsity, and sums them up on a plaque. After I talk about each senior, I'll turn the microphone over to Coach Hiles, and he will award them their plaques for their hard work and dedication.
Thanks, Coach. This is Patrick Carey, 103-pound senior. All of these plaques read the 3 Ds of wrestling, which are discipline, dedication, and determination. He was a team captain, a 3-year letter winner. His career record finished with 63 wins, 19 losses. He's a 2-time DeSales Classic placer, a 2-time Midwest Classic placer, a CIT place winner, a Top Gun champion, a 2-time CCL champion, sectional place winner, a sectional champion, a 2-time district placer, a 2-time state qualifier, and finished his career 4th in the state. Patrick Carey.
Fairly high grade point average. Adam is also he's also on the honor roll, got a 3.5 average. And they also showed that he has the ability to balance not only wrestling, but also another sport. That's very difficult. He excelled at 2 sports and still carried the academics. Adam was a 4-year letter winner. And there's a few matches that really stick out in my mind where he really showed how good a wrestler he is, how much ability he has. Okay, the one match that I remind about where I think he wrestled to his ability was when he wrestled a 2-time defending champion out here at the sectionals. Any of you who saw that match, it was one of the best matches I've ever seen, not just him wrestle, but it was one of the best matches I've ever seen. Technically speaking, in a tactical basis between 2 opponents. And that guy's a 2-time state champ. And Adam took him down the wire and nearly upset him. In my mind, that shows how much ability, how much talent Adam has got. I also remember a time when he was a freshman and made it to the semifinals of the districts and nearly made it to the finals of the district and lost a real close match to another state champion by a point. Then he went on to take 5th. He won a 1-point match to take 5th as a freshman. That showed a lot of heart. Adam came over a lot of emotional challenge to have his best year as a senior. Percentage-wise, on his winning percentage is the highest he's had since he's been here. That's very impressive in my mind if you can keep improving. Not only was he a state qualifier as a freshman, but he showed that he could improve. His record got better year after year. The The one match, the one point where I think most or have the most memories when I think about Porter would be his match to go to state. His placement match at the state tournament. We were at the district tournament. The most exciting matches were the ones going for 5th and 6th. First, second, third, and fourth, they know they're going to the state tournament already. They have their ticket already. But 5th and 6th, you have two seniors going at it. May have been wrestling for quite some time. It's a dogfight. Porter Carey put himself in that situation. He was going for 5th and 6th. And he came across a real tough competitor. Now, that guy he was wrestling came out of the chute real quick. And he, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but he hit Porter with a nice, like a suplex like they do in the big time wrestling. Hit him with a nice big suplex. 5 points, but unfortunately that was an illegal move. Porter was down 6-1 after he got the illegal point move. Now he's down 6-1, and the periods are only 5 minutes. So when you're down 6-1 in a short match, it's very hard to come back. If you're wrestling a tough competitor, which he was. Not only was he able to come back, but he was able to come back and score 17, 18 points on the guy. He had a couple of his own 5-point moves. So it went from looking like he wasn't going to do it to him reaching down for getting the determination, reaching down, getting that extra effort, him turning the tables on that opponent. I'm watching the quarter. That was the most exciting match, the 5th and 6th matches I've seen. I was real nervous because I know how hard he's worked, and coaching staff was real nervous. We knew he had the ability to possibly score to take the state tournament, so we wanted him to win that match. So he reached down for that extra effort, and he's been able to come out with victory. Porter is also an example of an astute athlete. Carries over a 3-point average. He also did play another sport, cross country, and he wrestled 4 years. I think about Porter, I think about how hard he's worked to overcome some of his odds. He's paid the price. If you pay the price, you will have the opportunity to be rewarded. There's no guarantees that you'll get it. At least you'll have the opportunity. That's the only guarantee that you'll have. He had the opportunity to go to Wright State. Only 16 other people in the whole state got that opportunity in his weight class. So I will always remember Porter's hard work and determination to win that match, to make it a state tournament. He wasn't going to be left in Columbus. He was going to go with us. Oh, it would be Jamie Metzger. Okay, JB had to overcome tremendous odds this year. Beginning of the year, he was paying the price. He was working hard. He had everything going. He was improving. He had a tragic accident, sidelined him for a while. It was day to day knowing if he was going to be able to compete. But when you've been a part of that senior class, and started off with only 10 freshmen, and 8 of them were still on the wrestling team, it's hard to keep 80% of your student athletes. He wanted to be a part of that. He was going to do whatever it took to make sure he got back on the team. He had a long, hard road to get to that point. All that adversity they had to overcome, all the odds he had to beat, he was still able to do that. I'm sure he isn't or I'm sure that he would like to have had a couple more wins and had a couple more tournaments experience. Because I think that he could have been a state qualifier. I'm very proud of what he was able to do. The point in time that I think about Mr. Metzger, JB, King, is the fact of the sectional tournament. He had to win that match, his first match, in order to go to the districts. And people would ask me, how many people do you think will get to the districts? Well, we'll get 14 to the districts. No doubt about it, we'll get 14. You know, most of our guys had winning records. Most of our guys that had been there had wrestled a few matches. But JB only had 4 or 5 matches under his belt. That's hard to do. It takes a good month and a half to get in good wrestling shape. He had to do it in 3 weeks. It's very difficult to do. He was able to do that. He was able to beat that opponent and put himself in position to go to the districts. JB also wrestled varsity his junior year. He had a position, wrestled also with Eric O'Reilly, him and Emmer. It was wrestled also very tight. So I feel a lot for JB Metzger because he has paid the price. But unfortunate accident took some of his seniors, and 4 of them were all on the same freshman wrestling team and the freshman football team, which I coached. Which brings us to the next person, is the 171-pounder Dan Connery. If there's one person on the team who I feel would be what I would call a team player, the person who's going to do whatever's best for the team no matter what, it's going to be Dan Connery. Put him at any weight, he'll wrestle any weight, and he'll be competitive at any weight. 189, 215, 171, whatever weight we needed Dan at, that's the way he would do it. And there's 2 things that I have fond memories of when it comes to Dan Connery. And the first one isn't even involved wrestling. And the first encounter I had with Dan was on the freshman football team when he was on the scout team. We had a very, very good freshman football team that year. Dan was on the scout team. And he was super aggressive. He always wanted to be on the scout team, and he always would hit very hard. And he always would go out very hard. And when you see that, that's when I said that he'd be a very good wrestler. And I tried to get Dan to come out for wrestling that year. But he didn't. So I just figured he wasn't interested in it. The next year, out of the blue, he decides to come out. In his first year.
Team captain, 3-year letter winner, career record of 58 and 21. 2-time DeSales Classic place winner, a CCL champion, a 2-time district qualifier, and a state qualifier. Dan Connery.
All right, Dan.
Okay, the next senior we have will be Nick Preston, 189 pounds. was thinking about, Nick's had a lot of good matches that I've seen. I've seen him become a two-time All-American. I've seen him win a state title. I've seen him win district titles. I've seen him end up being very successful in a lot of wrestling tournaments, both in the state of Ohio and nationally. Without a doubt, the one match that I remember the most would be right here in the Cell's gym when we do reading. That is the best match, the best high school wrestling match I've ever seen. That was all determination. He would not be denied. He was taking on the national champion and state place winner, Bishop Reed, Tommy Rollins. We had a very good crowd that night, and it was a very intense match. Everybody knew that 189 and also 215 were the two best matches of the night. And it started off, billed to be everything was expected to be. You had the Reed fans chanting for Tommy, you had our fans chanting for Nick. And it was very, very intense. One of them's got to win, one of them's got to lose. Very hard fought match. Nick was able to persevere, even the fact that I know his knee was hurting real bad. Nick Preston does not use injury time. Nick Preston uses injury time, he's really, really hurt. You got 2 minutes injury time, he's a minute 59. And I want to throw the towel in at that point. Because I know he's hurt. A match is a match. But I knew if I threw that towel, he would really, really, really be upset for quite a long time. Because he's a competitor. He knows how to win. He'll find a way to win, and he did. Tied the match up, and they went through overtime, and he's wrestling overtime and all this, the full match in overtime with a torn ligament in his knee. I know he's hurting real bad. Coaching staff knows he's hurting real bad. But he continues to go on to sudden death overtime, where sudden death overtime, I flip a coin. Green-red coin. If you wear a green ankle, turns out green, it's your choice. You can either take the top position where you try to ride your opponent for 30 seconds, or you can take the bottom position where you try to escape. Most of the time people take the bottom position because the odds are better that you're going to get out. And Nick took the bottom position. And Rollins rode him for quite a bit of time. He only get 30 seconds, so I think he rode him for like 27, 28 seconds. Nick gets out for the last couple seconds. And the thing is went crazy. And that was the best match I've seen. That was the best high school match I've seen. If you can get something like that out of someone, you know he's going to be a champion. He would have liked to have been a two-time champion. We would have liked to have been a two-time champion. Unfortunately, those things didn't happen. But it doesn't mean, because sometimes you don't achieve your goals, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to be successful later on down the line. He has the opportunity where he's going to get a scholarship and he's going to get another chance. He's going to get another crack. He's going to get another chance to play. And you give him enough chances, okay, he's going to hit them out. You throw him enough pitches, he's going to take one over the fence. My guess is that he'll take 2 or 3 more over the fence before it's all said and done. Coaching staff would like to take this moment to thank him. I would like to take this moment to thank him for his commitment. And I would also like to thank him Not only for the fact that he's a great person and a great wrestler and a good student, also for the fact that he came out for wrestling his sophomore year and didn't play basketball. Thank you very much.
Come on, need to read a book here. I just got to throw one little thing in. I've been doing this for a long time. And this guy right here has got lots of talent. Okay? If you go on into college and keep on pursuing the sport of wrestling, maybe I'll get to come and watch you at the NCAA tournaments. This guy's got that kind of ability. I just had to throw that in there because I think you're one of the best I've seen for a while. He's a team captain, 3-year letter winner. His career record, remember this guy only wrestled 3 years, everybody. 104 wins, 14 losses. 2-time CCL Classic champ, 2-time Midwest Classic champ, CIT champion, 2-time CCL champ, 2-time sectional champ, 2-time district champ, 1997 state champ, and a 3rd place finish in the state tournament. And the other thing that I got to throw in is, when, as Coach said, when you get beat and you're a senior, especially in the state, a lot of things don't mean much to you anymore. But this team needed him to come back and do what he did for 3rd place. And I give you a lot of credit for that, because a lot of guys wouldn't do that. So that's what makes me proud of him. Big Preston.
It's always nice going into a match knowing that you had 2 very solid upperweights that were seniors. You always count that they were going to get the job done. And the next senior Lake call would be Tom Wallbacher, senior 215. The one particular time that the memory that I remember think about is the time when Mr. Wallbacher, Tommy Wallbacher Jr. here wouldn't actually be a match or a couple matches. It would be a couple of months where Tommy just said, "Coach," well, he didn't say this, I know what he was doing. "Coach, I'll throw the team on my back and I'll carry him as far as we can go." And that's what he did. He basically threw that team on his back through all January and all February to help keep the ship together. Okay, well, while we missed a lot of injuries and other unfortunate things, he was a steady, one steady person you could count on every time that he was going to come out and he was going to compete. He was going to give 100% every single time. So the whole month of January and February, he carried a lot of the team. He went through a stretch there where he won the 2 most prestigious tournaments in state back to back, unchallenged. He won the CIT in the Top Gun in fine fashion, pinning 9 and 10 opponents. His pinning percentage, to my knowledge, I have to go back and check the record books. To my knowledge, is the best pinning percentage we've ever had. He pinned everybody except 3 guys. That's hard to do. That's nearly impossible to do that. That's how strong he was for the month of January and February. One, the other thing that I remember Tommy for is like after Coach Howell says, you're a senior, you know that you can't be a state champion. Okay, it's very hard, or it's very easy to just let your emotions down and let your, since all your goals and aspirations are crushed, it's very easy not to come back and wrestle. Some of the toughest guys in the state tournament are the guys who get third place. Because anybody could have a bad match, anybody could get beat. But to come back and get third, that's very hard to do. No doubt in my mind, he's the best 215-pounder in the state. Just because you don't win a state title doesn't mean that you're not the best wrestler at that weight class. This means on that day, maybe some things didn't go your way. But I know he has a good attitude. He's not going to let that keep him down. You throw enough pitches to Tom, I guarantee he's going to hit home runs. He is one of the best athletes come through this school. Not only is he an excellent wrestler, he's a great football player. He has many opportunities to hit more home runs, make more sacks. He's going to achieve things. He's not going to let one thing get him down. Sure, he'll always think back, what could have been, but he'll always look toward the future and look at what is going to be. He was a 4-time letter winner. You go throughout from his freshman year to his senior year, there's not too many guys who are 4-time letter winners. It's very few. That's very prestigious. You can become a 4-time letter winner. It is hard to letter when you're a freshman. But he was able to do that. And I appreciate the fact that he was able to come back, give his all, and get third place. Because the guy he had to wrestle in the semifinals was tough. He was big, and he was tough, and he was strong. Tommy handled the next 2 guys, came back to get third. That enabled us to clinch third place for the 2nd year in a row. I'd like to thank Tommy for all his hard work and the fact that he was able to be very successful in 2 sports and also to consistently raise his grade point average along with his athletic ability. He got a 3.8 this quarter, which is very, very something also to be proud of. He missed all the things that happened. He was still able to keep a good head, to know that school is very important and you get those good grades. Thank you very much, Tom.
I'll throw a couple things in on YouTube, Tom. It's not strong, so you're not going to make any money. But anyway, as Coach already mentioned, very difficult to come back the second day of state, especially when you get beat and you plan on being a champion. I personally believe that the reason that this crew did that was because of that guy. Because I think they love him like dad, okay? And even though it was tough, I got a lot of respect for you for doing that, okay? I've won a lot of things as a coach myself. It goes one step at a time. Coach, you're just taking the next step, okay? You got to get there and be ready before you can win the title. And it's one step at a time, and it takes about 5 years. If anybody does it any quicker than that, call me up. This is Tony Walbacher, team captain, 4-year letter winner, career record 118 and 11. The Sales Classic champion, Midwest Classic champion, 2-time CIT champion. That's real difficult. 2-time CCL champion, 2-time sectional champion, 2-time district champion, and and two-time third place winner in the state of Ohio, Tom Walbacher.
We have two more seniors. One would be Joe Alcala. Come up, Joe. Leon already gave him his award. This is Joe's basically first year affiliated or been part of our program. He helps out tremendously with some of the manager capabilities. Also, he's also a very positive driving force, very helpful with the other wrestlers. I'm very proud that he's been able to be part of our team, if only it was just for a year. He was managing basketball and wrestling on the side. So he wanted to be part of that team. He wanted to be part of that experience so bad that he was willing to do that. Give up a lot of his free time to do some of those things. I really appreciate that of Joe Alcala, and I'd like to give him a round of applause. Jason Burns, you come up. I didn't see you earlier. He wasn't here, that's why. He had a tennis match. This is Jason Burns' first year on the team. He came out as a senior to get experience it. I think he came away with a very positive experience. I think it was a pleasure having him around. Very positive attitude. And I know that he has the opportunity to do other things. He didn't have to come out and say, Coach, I want to give it a try. I want to see what it's all about. And I think that he really enjoyed it. I would like to have him out for a couple more years to see how good he really could have been. I don't have really a whole lot of time shared or memories that I have with Jason Burns, but the fact that he came out his senior year, he came out, he didn't just come out for a week or two. Some guys come out senior year and say, Coach, I'm interested, I want to come out. And I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Most of them are out for 2 or 3 weeks, and it's too hard, and they quit. He didn't do that. He came out and stayed the whole time. That shows a lot about his character. He came out, he was going to do it the whole time. And I'm glad that I got the opportunity and chance to know him a little better, to share some time with him. I'd like to thank him for giving me his commitment to come out to the team and stay. Thank you very much.
Any senior that makes it through his madness for the whole time, we give them a participation plaque, and that's what this one is. It says, in recognition of your dedication and participation in the wrestling program, Jason Burns, 215-pounder.
I'd like to thank Coach House for making those plaques up. He does that on his own time. He puts all that stuff together. He does a very good job. Those are very nice plaques, and they're well made, and they look real nice. And that's just a little token of our appreciation of you guys' time and effort and commitment to our program. The next award we'll give out is the Santilli Award. And the Santilli Award goes to that wrestler who just exhibits all the necessary qualities Doesn't always go to the best wrestler. Doesn't always go to the toughest, bravest. It goes to the guy who has a little bit of all those attributes that'll make him a champion somewhere down the line. We don't engrave your name on it until you're a senior. You don't get to keep the trophy. It goes back into the trophy case for all to see. Okay, I'm thinking about moving that into the wrestling room. It's a very prestigious award. Long history behind it. And Michael Santilli was a wrestler. All he wanted to do was to be a part of the program. He wanted to be a medal winner back in the heydays of the tournament. Excuse me, back in the heyday of Dusel's wrestling. So he was bound and determined to get that award, get that letter. He never had the opportunity to get that letter because he passed away from cancer. His senior year, he never got that opportunity to get that letter. So this award goes out to the person who is most, I'd say, determined, along with the will and the almost a never say die kind of attitude. He's going to do it. He's going to, no matter what it takes, he's going to be that person that contributes to themselves. It was a tough decision. I was going to give it to the whole team. If we won the state title, I was going to give it to all the seniors. But that didn't happen, so I couldn't do that. So it come down to a couple wrestlers, a couple of the senior wrestlers. Well, I thought all exhibited those characteristics, or a lot of them. Sat down, talked to a few coaches. We kind of agreed on the wrestlers should get that award. Many deserving wrestlers. And it doesn't always go to the best wrestler. Like I said, there are names on that trophy that you wouldn't even recognize. There's names on that trophy that are in the Hall of Fame in the wrestling room. Many names on that trophy. But after all that taken into consideration, I decided that I think Nick Preston would be the recipient of the award this night. That's the Santilli Award. It'll go back in the trophy case. Senior don't get to keep it. Don't necessarily even have to be a senior. I think there's been some underclassmen on there before. But we'll put the engrave on there, they'll engrave a plaque, put his name on his weight class, and that'll stay in the trophy case. That's probably one of the most prestigious awards that you can get. And I think he's very deserving of it. And we'll put his name on it, put it in the trophy case, let him hold it for a little bit, and we have to do it. Okay, I'd like to thank Nick Preston very much, and he's very deserving of the award. Thanks, Nick. I always try to keep the banquet, 2 hours, maybe a little more. Usually goes pretty smooth. There's a few things I want to take care of real quick. If you got a program, if you turn to the back. Very last page on the back. Just shoot important dates I'd like to go over with everybody. First of all, Wednesday, April 1st. That's the last day you can turn your uniform in. If you don't turn your uniform in that day, you'll be charged for it. It's not because Coach is being mean or anything. It's that he's tired of chasing you around. He figures if you haven't given it to him by then, you've lost it, so you got to pay for it. That's the end of that. Every Tuesday and Thursday, 6:15, 8 o'clock, there's Power Wrestling Club. That's basically open mat. Monday through Friday, 3 to 4:30. If you're not playing a spring sport, you should be in the weight room. You don't have to be in the weight room every single day. But a little commitment would be good for you. May 2nd, there's a Greco-Roman Championship at Marion Harding. That's the day if you want to try to make a cadet team or a junior national team that goes to Fargo, North Dakota for the nationals. May 9th, that's when you want to try to make a freestyle championship. That's when the freestyle cadets or juniors go to Fargo. That's a qualifier. You got to get in the top 3 to go to Fargo, North Dakota. July 18th through the 25th, that's when the junior nationals are in Fargo, North Dakota. It's a really big tournament. If you make that team in the top 3, you have the opportunity to go to a training camp held in one of the 4 corners of the state. I'm not sure where it will be. Last year was at Cleveland. I'm not sure where it will be this year. June 15th through the 19th, here's our summer wrestling camp. 6 o'clock at night to 9 o'clock. At the bottom there, it says summer wrestlers. Summer wrestling makes winter champions. Now, I want to say a little story, a little thing I've been thinking about. Okay, that might make sense of some things. There was 2 guys sitting down, 2 fairly wealthy guys sitting down, eating an ice cream bar. They're both on the park bench eating an ice cream bar. One guy's eating a Dove bar, you know, one of those rich chocolate, $4 or $5 bars, whatever they are. It's got the top dollar, the high notch, the best bar that you can get, money can buy. He's munching on his Dove bar and he loves it. The guy next to him, he decides to get one of those generic bars, a fresh icy bar or whatever. It's a chocolate bar, it's not bad, but he looks over to the next guy and he sees him eating that Dove bar. The whole time that guy's eating the Dove bar, he just has a great smile on his face because it's the best thing he's ever tasted. The other guy's got that generic bar and it's terrible. He has money in his pocket and he buys that generic bar. And the whole time he's sitting there complaining about it. He's complaining, he's whining, he's crying. Half an hour, how terrible his ice cream bar was. And how the other guy's ice cream bar was so delicious. Man, that thing looked good. And the guy goes, it was delicious. You know what? You could have that exact same ice cream bar I had, but you didn't want to pay the extra price. What that means is that you could do what these other guys did if you want to pay the price. To be a champion, you have to pay the extra price. You just want to be, you know, middle of the road. You put middle of the road effort in. If you want to be a champion, you pay that extra price. There's a lot of you that have the ability to do that. I'm not just talking only about wrestling, I'm talking about school, and I'm talking about other sports also. Pay the extra price because it's worth it. Okay, it's worth it. A lot of you guys will be seniors next year, and you'll have that opportunity maybe to shine. But I guarantee you this, if you don't pay the extra price, okay, your percentages will decrease. So pay the extra price because it's always worth it. The last thing I'd like to say is I'd like to give out the thank yous. I give thank yous out in groups. That way, everybody is a group. Everybody, not one person, deserves all the credit. I don't like to get the credit. I don't deserve the credit. These guys deserve as much credit as I do. You do too, and the parents do too. We're only good as our surroundings. We're only as good as our surroundings. If we got rotting surroundings, we'll be rotten. We're great because we got great surroundings. Great coaches, great parents, great wrestlers, great stats, great everything. That's why we're great. Now, I'd like to thank all the people who will help organize the banquet. I would like to thank all the parents who came on a Friday night, maybe 11:30. You wrestlers don't know about this. They came in 11:30 on a Friday night, 12:30 on a Friday night to help set those mats up. You wrestle on those nice soft mats, but underneath those nice soft mats, you got those really, really hard mats that don't roll up real well, weigh about 2,000 pounds a piece. Okay, those are very heavy. There's a lot of parents who came there and helped set those mats up. There's a lot of parents after weigh-ins. After weigh-ins, a lot of times the wrestlers do this, put their hand out. Okay, they want that food, they want that juice, they want that water. But in order to do that, we have to have parents who are going to donate their time and their resources to take care of those. We also have to tear down. After a tournament, after a dual meet, we tear down. After the meet, a lot of times the wrestlers go and take showers. The parents are the ones who just tear down and clean out the bleachers and all that stuff. I'm very thankful for that. The stats coordinators, thank them for putting together the albums. These albums are beautiful. They did an excellent job. Concession stands. Without a concession stands, a lot of these things wouldn't be possible. Thank you people who helped do concession stands. And if I've forgotten any group that's done anything, I thank you too. I thank the wrestlers for giving us the opportunity. Of course, we always thank God already at the beginning of the banquet, so we thank Him again. Because without Him, we have nothing. Last but not least, I would like to thank all our supporters. Wrestling is a disease. Once you got it, you don't get rid of it. Once you see your child or your friend or your cousin or your nephew, once you go to the match and you see an exciting match like that Reedy match, you're hooked. A couple of those, and it's too late. You can't get out of it. It's a very, very fun disease to have. It take you a lot of places, meet a lot of people, do a lot of things. In closing, once more, I'd like to thank everybody for a very successful season. We didn't get the title, but we had more state places than we've ever had since I've been here. Thank you very much.
Money for coach and staff to go out to eat somewhere, and that's just to thank them for. We think you guys are the greatest coaching staff, and not only as coaches, we think you're the best in the state, but as on a personal level, you guys are the kids that are really mean a lot to everybody. I mean, each coach has somebody that they relate to, and we love you guys a lot. Thank you. I want to second that. And also, I want to thank Coach Chris a lot because I never got to thank him because I told him I'd thank him after I won the state championship and I never did. So he put a lot of time and effort in me, and I didn't get to ever thank him.
Thank everybody for coming. Food was delicious. If you could throw your stuff out, trash on the way out. Thank you very much. Good night. Have a safe trip home.